Welcome to another episode of Saturday Architecture. We have been having so much of AI news for the past 3 4 months, and it seems to be accelerating pretty interesting. Understand how some of us are already using it and how we could possibly start using it in the next coming few months, days like that.
Actually, we started using ChatGPT. I left and some of our use cases. The interest started picking up from technical writing, blog writing. Now, our IT team also started using for our code reviews, debugging, and other stuff. It is pretty much interesting, and end of the day, it is very much time saving as well for us. We started realizing benefit from AI point of view. Knowingly or unknowingly, we started using AI for quite long time. For example, changing background, creating PowerPoint slide with visuals, multiple things. Now we started using this very cautiously, which is actually benefiting us. We are eagerly waiting for Microsoft Copilot.
I work in a data ingestion world these days. So what are the problem I see there is we ingest data where we do the same thing again and again. In terms of, for example, so I take a raw data from a data source. It could be a public domain codes or it could be a registry, etc. And what we do is that we take the data, cleanse it, map it, and deliver it to. So, and there is a lot of repeatable work in terms of how this whole preparation happens today. So, the area where I would like to explore intelligence or machine intelligence is in terms of how do I make this repeatable process more automated. What is the real use of AI here? There is a lot of data in terms of a lot of data comes as a free text. Yeah, and if you want to make, I'm going to explore and use the model data, categorize the data into a target. I'm trying to explore, but I would say it's a very early status today.
So two use cases. One is the use case of you finding answers to a complex query, where I do not want to waste time in finding out and searching so many web pages and pages and pages of them and finding my own conclusion. I can here directly get to an answer similar to what Morgan and team have also doing, using the correct prompts and getting a response from the AI. The second one, which I want to really explore, is how Copilot in GitHub Copilot is actually able to give almost a complete application as a creation. Now, I, with the limited capabilities in programming, I can at least get to a point which I could never do in the past. So which it multiplies my capabilities as a programmer without me investing as much time in writing something which is fairly standard for a maybe an experienced programmer. So that capability is sort of that becomes like an booster shot
Accessible.
for, yeah,
Ah,
that's a booster shot for me, because previously I had no capability to do it on my own. Now this suddenly makes it possible. Those are the two areas which I think, besides all the things which may be coming in built into Word and PowerPoint and Excel, those things will obviously enhance the capabilities. I'm not sure how much of those I will use, but these are the two use cases which are definitely worth mentioning here.
for me, has been like play multiple roles. I do sales, I do operations, and I do this kind of content sharing and creating like that. So ChatGPT has been like a personal assistant to me in getting these things and generating that content, summarizing text. I have a problem with text, writing, reading. So it solves that problem. It helps me convert my thought to text very quickly, summarize it, things like that. So that is one part of it, like sales assistant, content generation assistant thing. Then I'm good at coding, but I get bored with writing code. So it's again become a coding assistant. It Murugan was also alluding to it. It gives me things on how to write code. Second, it helps me save time by reading through voluminous documentation to figure out how to do of things. So it's again that you can call it a coding assistant, a technology. Like if I want to create a flow in Power Automate, how to create a regular expression to do this, it actually helps me do that. So this is what we have been doing. Coming few months, I want to take data which is specific to Tiny Magic and kind of build a embeddings on top of that such that we can generate custom answers for that. And second, I want my team to start adopting Hub Copilot kind of things to automate a lot of things. Like I would like my team to use AI to generate automatic test cases and auto testing. So they use more AI as a augmentation to their development and progress. That's what I'm kind of hoping to get it done in the next 2 to 3 months. And that should objective is basically spending as little you can actually go levels up in whatever we are doing. It's not the same amount of input that we had to do probably even a year ago to achieve a certain level of quality